Today we're starting the rear disc brake install. Got ahead of myself because I didn't expect this one to come apart so easy, like at all. So I'm going to set the camera up and get the other side. And this is where we speed the video up. Because no one really cares about taking off lug nuts. But, you know, all them other YouTubers do it. Alright. There's where I hit the camera. Safely under the bus. Way if it does fall, it doesn't hit the ground. Okay, so if you remember yesterday, I adjusted these drums. I got the brakes on. Brakes are not on. It is not in gear, but this drum is adjusted all the way out. There we go. Now, let's see if that's enough. Look at that. Drums off. And I've been here before. There's anti-seize all over them. I've never had these off. Those come right off. Now, these got to change the wheel studs. So I'm going to go pull my new wheel studs out of the package. And I'm going to go to someone's shop and have them do them for me. Stay tuned. Okay, hubs are done. Didn't need a press. Charles used to work at Volkswagen. He said this is the way they did it. Used a hammer, knocked them out. Now for the fun part. I love drum brakes. I have the usual suspect sizes, 13 and 17, because I don't remember what size anything is, and apparently they're 17 and all covered in grimy. Cable's loose. It can just stay in the backing plate for all I care. It's got to come off anyway for the new cables. There is a spring there that I don't much remember. I don't remember how to get to. But I just can't take it all off. Maybe I can. Not with this 17 though. We'll see. Nope, get the bigger one. Which is right here. Since none of this is going back on, I don't really care how it comes off.
Don't break the tab though. Whoever ends up with these backing plates might want them.
Now, I have been in here before. That's why these turn so easy. They were covered in anti-seize. There we go. Shoes are off. It is an inner bolt. And you go to get exactly what you have right here. Okay, so the wheel cylinder is the other one that holds it. Guess I have to take the brake line loose now. I need the wrenches for that. Right. I'm just going to take the bleeder all the way out. The wrench I didn't grab. Every time I forget something, it's going to make editing that much more of a pain in the ass. Goodbye, brake fluid. I grabbed every size except the one I needed. I'm just gonna go grab all the metric. At least most of this video won't be me just walking back and forth. Yep. Other side will definitely be a lot easier. Alright, wheel cylinder's out. Put that back in there. I think I replaced these. I don't know. Okay. Okay, we're back. So, air hammer, had to get the pin out. But I have new pins that I acquired from Amazon. So these should fit. I've got everything laid out behind me. Sorry, not the best camera. You'll just have to see it as I go. See, new pin. There we go. All right. I mean, if I wanted to, I could hammer that through there. Where is my caliper bracket? Yes, I know I'm leaking brake fluid everywhere. I'll get to that just a second. There's a caliper bracket, just like so. Where are my backing plates? Maybe they're in the bottom of the box. There they are. All right. The backing plate. We'll have to look at the directions. It looks like you're gonna go this first, that over it, just like so. Also says GoWesty on it. So now we're gonna get that brake line loose in there. I'm not even gonna mess around with using the right wrenches. I'm going straight to vice grips. This is dripping everywhere. Gotta take out these grommets. Okay, is there one on the back? Does not appear to be one on the back. At least with it dripping back here, I'll be able to work right there. You know, I probably could just put a wrench on it, but just in case something doesn't work out. So I'm gonna put the jack stand in the worst place possible. Put that back on that. There we go. And I just lost the insulation handle on my American-made vice grips. Rest in peace, because I don't know where it went. Was that a 9 or was that a 10? That was a 10. It was an 11. Good Lord. I have no idea how much y'all can see, but it's just taking a brake line loose. Main thing I want to get is it stop dripping up here on the wheel area. That way I can start putting this together. I would like it not to be covered in brake fluid while I'm doing it. All right, drip, drip, drip back there now. Oh, need that out. All right. Probably shouldn't have got that in there on the wheel bearings, but it'll be all right. No, I'm not changing the seal because no one has this wheel in stock locally. All right. Where to start? Where to start? Well, I guess first thing we gotta do is get this out of the way. Scared to death taking this out because if something is wrong, well, it's going to be a problem. But it looks like everything's here. Of course, I don't have any pliers or anything out here. That would make too much sense. Another run to the toolbox. All right, back again. Where's that other screwdriver? Just gotta pry this out. Come on. I know you've been in there since 1974. How it's not just crumbling is beyond me. Everything else crumbled that was rubber. The one good piece of rubber on here is going to be a complete pain. Well, I'll have to go get my 34-3 carburetor screwdriver. Oh. Okay, well, I mean, I can live with that, except it went the wrong way. Well, I hope it'll come out the back. All right, this, I don't care about this one. Okay, this one will pop out the top. All right. Well, that one's falling apart. Whatever. I know. I should just cut it and be done with it. I know. I should. But if this doesn't work, I gotta put this back together. All right. Brake line. Brake line. Nice, fancy, new style. There's another one in there. So it only came with two. Obviously, I should have read the directions. That's clearly not for that brake line. That is for something else. Don't forget to put the anti-seize on there. Joseph. All right, I've got to dig that out of there. Or just let it fall to the side. All right, now we gotta find the directions. Scan QR code. Find my phone. Okay, that goes there. That washer. Oh, phone call. Be back. All right, running out of daylight here. We'll get this side done. All right, so it says on these, it came with anti-seize, but I still got my old can here. So I covered all this in anti-seize. The pin has anti-seize on it. And it says put anti-seize on these bolts. I mean, I could paint it on there, but whatever. At least y'all can see. Alright, that's pre-assembled. For this, 8mm bolts with the wavy washers. So it's going to be those two. And then the top one is going to be this one. And back to the directions again. Not a lock washer, it is a split washer. Alright. Shove you through there. I'll probably, hopefully, have the right size tools out here somewhere. 13, good. Okay. I didn't put anti-seize on it. Yeah, that's enough. Thank Tom Colton for teaching me about anti-seize. I put so much on the stuff sometimes. People be like, do you know Tom Colton? Yeah, let's not talk about that I just did. Yep, we'll just not talk about me taking it apart and putting it back together again. It happens. Leave that one loose. Doesn't matter which side you put them on because they're reversible. Oh, yep. Okay, do have to take it all the way out, but it's fine. Hey, the pin held it. Pin held it. So you don't need that pin anymore. But obviously it just paid off. That bolt is almost a little too short. Look through my hardware. Yep, it's the only one that's in there. It's got to work. It's the only one we got. Okay, make this easier so it doesn't fall on me. Please be 17, and you are. Might have broke this ratchet, or this is the one that was already broken. Yeah, this one's broke. Alright, off to get the non-broken ratchet. Told you by the time I'm done, my whole toolbox is going to be out here. There we go. Let's see. Where did the washer go? Was the washer still on there? I lost the lock washer. It's in my pile here somewhere. There it is. Under the tire. Let's see if we get lucky. There's just not, that bolt is just not long enough. Just not long enough. And I've got it angled now. When I tighten this down, loosen this again. Okay, now without the washer, let's pull it in. Yeah, that bolt's just not long enough. Okay, GoWesty, your bolt is not long enough. I'll just go up the street to the hardware store and buy another one. So now this, which these are 17, I believe. No, they're not 17. Anyways, so you go down and then up, and that's how you lock that in. And we go get the right size socket for it. These are 18 millimeter. I don't think I've ever touched my 18 millimeter socket. I'm curious though, because I would not have mounted those that way if I had designed the kit. But that is the design. I would have thought you wanted to lock in from the top so it wouldn't fall out, but okay, whatever. And of course, the ratchet won't fit in there for the bottom one. Another trip back to the toolbox. This is going to be fun. I'm only going to get one side done today. So I have a flight tomorrow. So it'll be a couple days before I can get back to it. So it'll have one disc on the back and one drum. All I got to do is get it in the garage. Okay, that's on there. I will check torque specs later. Just want it tight for right now. So after that's on, and this is on, okay, slice and install grommets where it goes in the trailing arm. The problem is, you did not give me enough grommets, I don't believe. Check this bag of parts over here. I received exactly 4 grommets. 2 small, 2 large. So we're going to get creative here. Check the other boxes. All right, scissors. Okay, they're cut, so I know this one goes right back there. It's not even a problem. Yeah, y'all probably can't see this with a backing plate in the way, but you're not missing anything. It's literally just fighting a grommet into a hole out here with the sun almost down, almost no daylight left. Unfortunately, I will probably finish this side without the camera rolling because I'm just going to lose daylight, and well, I'm not going to go set up all my shop lights out here because I only have one. All right, that grommet's in. All right, this one. So this one I'm putting back here, right where the original line ran. E-brake cable held everything up perfectly for me. So, but you have to run the line through it. And then get it around it and fight it in there. Oh, go underneath there to do it because, well, that's what's easiest. Tools everywhere. You know what? I know how to get some light. A little bit. I can see what I need to do. From the other side. All right, let's go. Thread that right into the original rubber brake hose. Well, not original. I have replaced these. Let's hope I got that going the right direction. Now dig around for the correct wrench that I don't know what size it is. 9 to 10. 11? It's an 11. All right, we're tightened down. Probably going to leak with my luck. Anyone who's done disc brakes knows what some of these parts are. No, I'm not going to call it out and say what they are. Look at that. Beautiful rotor. Pads. Oh, cute little pads. Let's see if we can get it right the first time. Oh, well, before I do that, probably should put this back on. No, I'm not changing the wheel seals. We've already covered that. No, I'm not torquing this down right now. You'll work. Okay. Just snug for right now. Well, that's interesting. Oh, following the directions, and that's what'll get you. Of course, I didn't really follow the directions. I looked at the pictures in the directions. Should be enough to clear it. And it's not. Rotor's on. Now I get to put these little screws in that I didn't even run before, because the stock ones, they were not countersunk screws like this. They were, I wonder where that clip goes. They were 6mm bolts, and the Heritage wheels would not sit flush against them, so you'd have a wobbly wheel going down the highway. So the fix was take them out. course, these are Phillips, and I can absolutely tell you I do not have a Phillips over here. I'll also tell you, I think I might have put this rotor in the wrong orientation. Let's look. Oh, I absolutely did. I bet it goes in now. Somebody took all my Phillips screwdrivers. Probably me. Oh, we're rubbing on the backing plate. Oh, that's why. Okay. So our screw bottoms out. We're back, and it's like 2 days later. And I didn't record the other side because, well, let's not talk about what happened there. So, get the backing plate off. Air chisel. Right on the pin. Dirt everywhere. Adjusters. Still not out. There you go. That's how you do it. Done with air tools. Now, reassembly is even easier because I know what I'm doing this time. So this will get all painted with anti-seize. So I did call GoWesty about this top bolt. It is 35 millimeter that comes in the kit. It's supposed to be 40. They're going to correct that in kits going forward. You know what I should have done is I should have already gotten this brake line loose. Got you on a different spot. Maybe I can show some of this I'm doing now. So everything's taken apart. I ran the new e-brake cable. Just make it easier. So this feeds through like so. Grab y'all so y'all can see back there. All right, where's my other grommet? So you get one grommet that goes up here in the front and another one back here. The split grommet on the hose. Start threading the hose in first. And that's right, there was a funny way I had to do this. It will not just pop right in there. Because the hose is actually, no, it will go in. It will go in. All right, just force it in there. All right, it's in, went crooked. All right, that one's in there. I'm not going to tighten that yet, because when this runs around to the caliper, I want to be able to have some play to hopefully get the angle right. I had to take the other side loose. But I will put this grommet in here. There you are. There we go. See, now I can get my angle right. I did go ahead and run the e-brake cable. Nothing to see there, it's running the e-brake cable. Just like I didn't show the full disassembly on this side. It's in your Bentley. All right. I'm gonna take our anti-seize. I'm probably going overkill. Don't care. I will get this apart later. There's the pin. The one from Amazon. Hardware. The bolt that's too short. Okay. All right. Could have put the washers on first. Oh well. Alright. Extra hand would be cool, but whatever. Just all bolts together. This is the 40mm bolt, not a 35 that comes in the kit. Save some time. $13. It's on there. Now I'm going to go ahead and push it back. That's why I was rubbing on the other side. Bracket. Now I am going back to torque. Well, I'm not re-torquing those because the torque is so light on these that I'm sure that impact just got it. These I will go back and re-torque. I'm about to have to move y'all to the other side. me move y'all so y'all can see this. All right. Goes there, locks in, just like so. There are grooves where the bolts need to land. Super, super simple. These are 18mm. Yep, all you're seeing is elbow. Sorry. I just did it again. Just did it again. At least I caught it this time. Take this loose. Take this loose once and figure out why this bolt is being so stubborn. There, now freed up. Okay, let's fix what I just realized I did. Hub and rotor. I only got it all the way put together and been like, man, I did that on both sides. No rub. Alright, hardware bag. Screw, screw. Yes, I'm about to hit it with the impact. Wrist Saver 9000. Oops. I have a feeling one of these days I'm going to drill these out. Guess I could put that together there. Don't really need this yet, but it's there. All right, now caliper bracket. Or drop caliper bracket. Get y'all where y'all can see better. There we are. We're basically converted. The rest of it's just like doing disc brakes now. So this banjo bolt right here for the caliper. Yeah. So the other night when I was cleaning up before I flew out, I actually threw it in the trash can. And it's the one time I'll probably ever say thank you, Waste Management, for the missed pickup, because it was still there. So, washer on each side of the banjo bolt. Feed into the caliper. Drop the washer. See, it is not the easiest when it's trying to hold shape. There we go. And for this, 9/16. Not all the way down though. And just broke the one roll. Let the caliper hang by the brake hose. Alright, so I'm going to put the bottom bolt in after I get some anti-seize on it. Let's make sure y'all can see here. Yes, I know the pads aren't on yet. I just did this earlier. That's why I figured out the order to go in. All right, now, so you can see it's hanging by the hose and the bolt. And then yell at yourself for not putting the clips in. Clips. Where's my juice? Alright, I gotta figure out where I put it at. I'll be back. Okay, we're back. Alright, get my juice. Okay, so those are on. Pads are there. These pads are just so tiny. You figure when you're dealing with what's rated basically as a 3/4 ton pickup truck, pads would be bigger. I just knocked the clip loose. That's fine. It is tight working space. Okay. Take a pad. Oops, not on the contact surface. Probably doing it wrong. Don't care. Hear about it in the comments. Tell me how I'm doing it wrong. Oh, that's going to have to just burn off. I mean, I basically had a right rear that didn't work at all, so. And that's when you realize you ran your brake hose the wrong way. Oops. Trial and error. Trial and error. Oh, I'll have to take it loose. What am I doing? It wasn't tightened down all the way, it was just snugged. All right. You want it snug so you can move that. This looks right. This is how the other side went. $15, $13. Snug right now. Go to the bottom. The 15 is not really doing nothing except stopping it from turning. I mean, you can get it in there, but then you got to fight to get it out. Snug. See? That's what I was talking about. Now you've seen it. Really snug? Extra snug. Spring is out. Once y'all say something, I bet y'all are seeing nothing but hands. Here. Should I put the impact on it? Oops, sorry. Yeah, that you can't get a ratchet on it. Caliper moves. Look at my screen over here, see if you can see that. Tilt this down a little. That's what you want. All right, e-brake cable. This was the fun part. All right, here's where we have to adjust y'all. So e-brake cable goes in here. This will not fit in here. It's obviously just different from when they put the kit together. So all I did was open it up a little. Needs a deep creep on here. And I may have it too tight in the front. We'll see. All right, feed this up through here. First thing is to get this through. And that's where this little clip comes into play. All right, so it's on there now. See, here's where my problem came in. It doesn't quite fit, but I may have opened it just enough to be able to tap it with a hammer and a screwdriver. Let's see. Almost. Let's see if I can get you in there. This is a demo screwdriver, so handy for doing exactly what I'm doing. Nope, it won't go in all the way. Knock it back out. Just had to open it up and then squeeze it closed. There we go. Now it's in there. All right, and once I go up front and tighten it up all the way, it's not going anywhere. And you find your 9/16 amongst all your tools you have laying everywhere. There it is. You go underneath to the brake line. And now tighten it onto the caliper. So the banjo bolt is in place. And there you have it, rear disc brake conversion. It's not that difficult, just a little time consuming. All I got left to do is bleed the brakes, torque it, put the pin in, and it's done. So, any questions, please ask in the comments. Sorry this wasn't the best video. Still learning. So, see ya.